What what's up? Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud. Yeah, it's a wonderful feeling. Hi, everyone. This is Teal Town Live, as we jumbo stuffed edition, I guess we'll call it. Alongside yours truly, I'm with AJ Strong. What's up? If you want to be a part of this show, you know the drill. Hit us up in the YouTube chat, and we'll take your comments as they come along. Couple of things to get to on this little show, eh? But there, yeah, right there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and then hit that bell. That'll notify you when we go on the air. So, AJ, I hear we have a jumbo sighting. Very lot. That's a shocker.
Nope, I see
That's
it.
a
I
shocker.
got you. Nope, I got it. Am I all good now? Nope. It's again, we're using some new software, but hey, this is what we do it now for, is to make sure that we get out the shall we
Get all the
say
glitches.
yes, we get the ghosts out of the machine. But
That's true.
yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. All right. As AJ was saying, since apparently 1,478 points, 14th all time. You got 1,065 assists, 8th all time, and 1,566 games played, 12th all time. Since you couldn't hear him earlier, I mean, yeah, for sure he's going to get to 1,500 points. There you go. He's going to get to 1,500 points, $2 million deal for the upcoming season. 51 points last season. I mean, I don't want to say it's a shocker, but AJ, about time.
No, this is kind of how I thought it was going to roll. I'm actually surprised. I thought it could have been another couple days before they would have announced something. Honestly, I thought they might have waited until Monday, but I'm good with it. I think most people are kind of I don't know. It makes me wonder if they got this news out now. Maybe they were planning on announcing it on Monday, but they decided to put it out now just because of the whole Marlowe news breaking. That wasn't going to be an issue.
Yeah, and maybe that got them a little concerned that okay, well, Patty's not coming back, but where's Jumbo? And that's one of the things that goes on there. So you know what? It is what it is, folks, and that's how we roll. So looking into the chat right now, Rob Iman, who's looking forward to the backup goalie edition preseason. But Rob Iman also saying, I think Marlowe is now talking to T Mac in LA. Oh God,
It wouldn't surprise
Patty
me. And but you also have to think that Marlowe's got a relationship with Rob Blake. So
Mhm.
who
There's definitely
knows?
some shark ties there, and I think Daryl Sutter is in Anaheim.
Yeah,
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
Yeah. Does anyone think Jumbo was waiting for Patty's deal? No, I kind of feel like this, we all knew that this was kind of a separate thing. Once Patty left for Toronto a couple seasons ago, I think the whole Jumbo Patty thing, that left. I'm quite sure that Jumbo would have loved to have had Marlowe back. I'm sure there's a couple of guys on the team that would have felt that way, but it is what it is. And Doug Wilson clearly saying, you know what? It's time for, Chekovic or Shakovic or however you want to pronounce it. It's time for Shemlevsky. It's time for Blickfeld. It's time to find somebody to get on the right wing besides Kevin LeBanc, to be honest with you. So we shall see what happens. But I like this deal. It's going to be interesting to see if this is Thornton's last ride.
Yeah, I mean, after all, we were thinking about winning it for Jumbo, so you know, I guess we can roll out these shirts for the playoffs again, AJ.
No, yeah. I think we're going to have to do another run there, my friends. We're going to have to do another run.
Yep, definitely. Let's see what else we got going on here. So Jumbo, I easily assume that he's going to be back in the third line center. Who his wingers are, that is where training camp will answer all the questions, don't you think?
To a certain extent, I think Sorensen is kind of attached at the hip with Thornton right now, just because of how the left side is stacked up with Timo and Kane. The right side, though, that's remains to be seen. I mean, if you put LeBanc up there with Couture and Meyer, that's one way to go. But then who is next on the right side? Who's next man up? Do you give somebody like, again, Blickfeld? It's training camp is going to be amazing to watch. Now, remember, there's still $2.6 million left in the cap. If there's a piece to be had, Doug Wilson's going to go after it. Would it have been nice to have been able to somehow keep Nyquist? Sure.
Yes.
That would have been nice. But, what are you going to do? It happens. Oh, I like this one. I like the PTO for Marlowe somewhere. Well, Lord knows the Sharks have done enough of that. I mean, I remember Jeff Friesen. I remember Sandis Ozolinsh. I mean, geez, I remember a few. I'm sure it wouldn't surprise me it would surprise me if it's not a Pacific Division team. But,
and I would think it preferably would hope to come from a team in California. Although, like in the chat earlier, we saw Arizona, the Desert Dogs. Yes,
that would be funny. Play with the Desert Dogs while they're still in the Pacific Division.
Right, and who knows?
That's the whole thing. Patrick's holding out for Seattle. He wants to go back home, like his true home, from juniors.
Hey, that would be kind of a fitting thing.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, have him be the inaugural member, or heck, he could be the inaugural captain of the Seattle Sockeyes.
Whatever the hell they're going to be. A Dallas PTO.
Oh.
Oof, I don't think so. But how goddamn, how jacked up would that be if you had like Pavelski centering a line in Dallas and Marlowe on his flank? Oof.
With Corey Perry.
Oh, Christ, the California line, the hella line. That's hella line, yo. Hella line.
The post-Teal syndrome would be in full effect for sure.
Oh
my goodness.
Oh my God. Hold on. Well, yeah, let's throw that out. Maybe a PTO to Vegas to stick at the middle finger to Doug. Oh, I don't know that he cares. I mean, and see the other thing too is that, I actually, if you don't follow me on the Twitter or the Instagram or whatever, I actually ran into Marlowe last Thursday, and he was, I went to practice. I got some new items signed, and Marlowe, I straight up asked him, and I'm like, dude, when are you re-signing? What's up? Or when are you coming home? And he straight up said, he's like, well, it's not looking good, boys. And, to me, I felt like he said that directly to me. I didn't want to put that out for mass consumption. And then, of course, Elliot Friedman, blew the secret,
blew the gasket.
Yeah. So we kind of known this for a little bit, and I'm trying to remember who it was, but I remember seeing an article that talked about that there was basically like no way in hell is Marlowe coming back to San Jose. But you never know what could happen. And let's be honest. Weirder things have happened, my friends. You could potentially, and I'm just throwing this out there, there's ways that this would no way in hell happen, and there is like, if things happen, they happen. But can you imagine, though, Marlowe does a PTO with somebody, doesn't work out. So October 2nd comes and goes, and Marlowe is without a team. Or, to tie into that, maybe the young guys all have really bad camps. All of a sudden, Marlowe looks like an attractive option.
Yeah.
That you know that you can get for the league minimum. I'm just saying, stranger things have happened.
And like we're seeing in the chat here from Anthony Sanchez, if one of the young players gets injured during the rookie tournament, should Wilson think about Marlowe as an option? I mean, it's one of those things to have out there. Unless he signs, of course, with somebody else, then that's an issue. But I mean,
it's that idea. Remember when we talked to Doug Wilson? He straight up said, there's a benefit of working with the player from the get-go in that everything about them. You know their injury history, their work ethic, so much about them. And is that a case of, it's the whole idea of dance with the devil, you know exactly what he brings, his work ethic, you've seen it day in and day out. And, I mean, firmly entrenched in the Bay Area. So stranger things have happened.
Or for that matter, something we saw a couple years ago with Mike Fisher in Nashville, and maybe something that happens with Justin Williams after his time with the Carolina Hurricanes. They come back later in the year, nice and fresh. The one thing, though, AJ, here is that he has a consecutive game streak on the line.
As an NHL player, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, he's never played in the minors.
Oh, so I guess starting off with the San Diego Gulls wouldn't work out. Okay.
No, he can't pull an Erik Fair.
No.
So, moving. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, who knows? Bizarre things have happened, but we all get to see the way that this plays out. It should be a lot of fun to watch. I'm excited to see Thornton. Am I the only one who kind of wants him to shave again to start the season like he did last year? And that way, and because we all know by Thanksgiving, full growth is back. Just saying.
And that thing just grew so quickly last year. I mean, he completely shaved, and it looked like by the end, when they were shaking hands with the Blues, like he had never shaved the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. I like Lance. This setup is better. Thought you guys were sitting next to each other. No, it's funny you say that because Google never offered that. So
right?
Wrong way. So how are you doing, good sir?
I'm great. How's everything? How's the summer been?
Hold on. Watch this. Oh.
I remember doing that last year. You were just losing your mind.
Oh man, that's the only time I'm going to do that. By the way, there'll be other things going on. Sorry, not going to happen. Oh boy.
So let's.
Oh, did anybody? Did you? If so, let's move on to another time. It's like okay, so we know Jumbo is doing his thing for one more season. We'll see if this ends up being the last ride. Obviously. But there's a couple other things that have come and gone during this offseason. One of them is the Sharks have evidently signed from women's hockey to be part of the broadcast crew. Kendall-Coyne, longest name ever. The guys doing the lower third graphics are going to have fun with that. But signing Kendall-Coyne for select games, which I thought was kind of interesting. So it's just like, I'm pretty sure she's not going to be on the road. So I'm thinking, 12 to 15?
Yeah. Here's the thing is I also know that the professional. Oh gosh, I'm gonna botch this up, and I'm so sorry. Professional Women's Hockey Players Association is also going out on tour. So there's potentially the time that she's going to be away from that to do that. So selected games, sure. And you know what? A great perspective. I thought she was pretty good with Brody and Curtis and doing all the pregame and the postgame.
See,
I mean,
I got to disagree with you. I thought she was green. I thought that she showed that she needs some reps, and
sure.
not everybody can jump right in. Not everybody is Tony Romo. Tony Romo in football made the jump like that. He's like the professor now, and he just jumped right in.
Right.
Then you've got as a San Francisco Giants fan, for me, Javier Lopez just boom was able to jump right in and took very little time to become solid on the broadcast. Sean Estes, on the other hand, ooh, oh dog, you need some reps, bro.
I mean, it takes some time.
Yeah.
And I mean, look how, I mean, we look at like some of our first shows,
Oh,
like 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago. I thought you were talking like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but yeah. Let's see. Is Kendall replacing anybody? No. Again, it's a for select games, so she will be used sparingly. It'll probably end up being a good thing because again, she needs some reps, and as a lot of people generally do. I'm sure if you go back and look at Curtis Brown's first few tries, he probably wasn't knocking it out of the park. Most don't. That's just the way it is. The other thing that kind of got buried in the release is Scott Hannon will be will be a bigger part of the broadcast. I don't know if Curtis Brown plans on taking a bit more time off this season. I mean, we've seen Kyle McLaren slide into the role. We've seen, oh God,
Ross McEwen,
yeah, no, I'm thinking players though.
Mark Smith,
Mark Smith, but there was somebody else besides Kyle McLaren. Douglas Murray.
Devin.
No, well, yeah, Seto, Murray. So, I mean, there's definitely a small batch to kind of pluck from. But yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, Steve is saying about 15 games per Baker's words.
There you go.
That's a pretty good amount. And yeah,
And there'll be home games, you know that, and then plus and you know that she won't be part of the national broadcast. It's going to be a local thing. So, hold on, what's Andy Man got here? Yeah, the sideline reporter kind of role is a great place to get some familiarity, being in front of the camera. Yeah, exactly. It should be interesting. Do we need an Amy G in hockey? No. Not that I'm saying that she would be, but I'm just saying I hope that's not where they decide to go with this. It's like, what, just give her have that opportunity to be an extra voice during pregame and intermission. I want to hear her like during first and second intermission. That's what did she see out there? That's the whole thing.
But inside the glass, I think is a perfect spot for her. I think
she's gonna have to
be down there too.
Have to nudge Baker Hedekin over for a little bit.
Hey, not too bad.
Well, and Kendall,
she can hold her own.
We don't need Amy G in baseball.
Ouch.
I got no problem with Amy. Amy G, she's doing the gig she was hired to do. That's not Amy's fault,
Nope.
But
keep her away from shark bite, though.
Yeah, let's get back to hockey.
I'm super psyched for Kendall-Coyne Schofield. I think it's going to be great and a great addition to the broadcast.
I'm going to have cautious optimism. And see again. I feel like she needs some reps. The other thing too is there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen already. You've already got Curtis and Brody. They have pre and post on lockdown. They've got the Twitter mission things going. They do a lot of fun stuff. Then during the broadcasts, you've already got, whether it's Hahn and Bakes or Hahn and Hetty, you've already got those two going. And there has, for those of you who may have forgotten quickly, they did try a few times last season the 3-man deal where they had Bakes, Hetty, and Hahn on the broadcast. And at least for me, and this is just my opinion, it didn't sound necessarily like anybody was fighting for airtime, but it's that whole idea of, you know what, 2 is just right. It just is. Whether it's sports talk radio or whether it's broadcasts, once you hit that 3 mark, it doesn't work out. Remember when Monday Night Football had the 3-man booth that worked out horribly? Remember?
Well, which one?
Well, I mean, there was the original from back in the day where it was like, who was it? It was like, it was like Frank Gifford and Dandy Don and Cosell or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was back then, and that was also kind of a brand new thing and blah, blah, blah. But the funny thing is that your color guys in that respect, it was a new thing. So they weren't fighting each other for airtime. But remember the absolute shit show when Dennis Miller was the third wheel on Monday Night Football? I mean, holy hell. So, well,
throw it in there, babe. I mean, come on.
It's bad. It's bad. So, if used in the right amount, it's like she's got to be the seasoning. She can't be the main ingredient. And I think you'll be all right.
All right. All right. I'm with you. I think it'll be good, but we'll see how it goes for sure. Oh boy.
Yeah,
of course.
Who doesn't want Drew back? Oh yeah, Al Michaels, Dan Fouts, and Dennis Miller. There you go. That
was bad.
Yeah, that was Al and Dan were fine. Dennis was a shit show. Oh, what a train wreck.
Yeah.
That was bad. Okay.
Yep.
So I feel like we've buried that one into the ground. So
yes.
Other than that, I mean,
so a former Dodger GM is now a Shark scout.
Yeah, but I've read that Ned Colletti has some history with the Philadelphia Flyers, albeit 40 years ago or something. Evidently, the Doug Wilson, familiar with him from his days as a Blackhawk. Last time I looked, the NHL has kind of changed somewhat since then. So that's an interesting hire. When it was, from what I remember, the person on Twitter who reported it said, this is an interesting,
James Myrtle.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure why you go with Ned Colletti. It seems like an odd choice to bring in a former GM, but, I mean, who knows? Who knows? The thing that didn't throw me off was the fact that they brought in, I didn't catch the guy's name, Timo or something along those lines. Basically going to be a scout for Finland. Yeah, there's definitely been a push. I mean, if you look specifically over the last 5 years, the Sharks have definitely made a push to really step up their game when it comes to scouting Euros. Donskoy, Sorensen. But I mean, there's been some definitely a push there. So it doesn't surprise me that they're expanding that whatsoever. The Ned Colletti thing is a little odd. We'll see how that works out.
And I hope I'm saying this, and I'm sure Kevin Lacey's going to kill me when I say it, or Jerk. Tomi Kallio is a Finnish former professional right winger who played for HC TPS in Finnish Liga. He retired in 2018 and remained with the team. I'm sorry.
Nothing. I was making a joke.
And assumed the role of director of European scouting in the league. So that's interesting. So, it's going to be it should be an interesting pickup. And he's a former Thrasher, Jacket, and Flyer. Mm-hmm. And he was taken 81st in the 95 entry draft by the Colorado Avalanche.
I had to drop that in.
Yes. We'll pull that back up. You had a lot of fun with this
Oh,
yesterday.
I had so much fun with this.
I,
Hold on, I got to throw in my Citizen Kane. This is just my Citizen Kane right there. How can you not? That's just, oh, it was so good. But I will tell you though, the one that got the most love, yeah, everybody
the
seemed,
Melker.
yeah, a lot of people digging this one. I actually should have, done a little bit of work and like had them fit, full screen on here. But yeah, that was the one that got a lot of love. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, by all means, go do that. And the same thing with our Twitter and everything like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a good time with that yesterday. It was
Fun with Photoshop must be always.
yeah, it was quite fun. Anybody who what was your favorite? If you follow us on there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which one was your favorite? Because the Finn got a lot of love, Melker got a lot of love, of course the EK65 one, but yeah, we was having a good time with that.
Yeah, mine. I out of those three, I also like the Evander Kane relevant.
Yeah. Well, and here's a weird thing about this whole deal. So obviously, for those of you who aren't aware, and I wouldn't expect everybody to be, about 22 years ago, Steve Jobs returned to Apple as the CEO, and they had a marketing campaign called Think Different. And all you saw were these huge posters that all it said was Think Different in that font, in that typeface. And it would feature photos of people like John Lennon, Bob Dylan, Gandhi. And for some reason, the NHL threw out 4 different images yesterday that were a clear spoof of that, where it was pucks deep, it's in the sauce or whatever. And I don't know. I think it's kind of one or two things. It's either one, Apple threw like a cease and desist at them saying, dude, that's our campaign. So, knock it off. Or two, the NHL was not prepared for the amount of memes that were going to take off based on this. It's one of the two. I'm telling you right now, because as soon as I saw it, I was just like, here's an opportunity for comedy.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we throw up the one that I have for it, and that was quite the opposite of comedy.
Yeah. But we're just having a good time. We're honestly, between the time the cup is handed out till opening night, we're just looking for giggles. We're looking to kill time, people. Don't take any of it seriously. We're just having some fun. Yeah, we're just having fun. We can't wait for the season to start, but we got
26 days.
We just got to have some giggles. This is how we kill time. This is what we do with our downtime. It's like, what silliness can we conjure up today?
Seriously.
So
at this point, we've waited for the Sharks to return. It's like, okay, we're right here now. We're just like, all right, already. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Definitely.
We do have some interesting things in the pipeline. We will be talking with Randy Hahn soon enough.
Yep.
We'll be talking with some other people. Randy's is the only name I wanted to drop for the time being. I'm working on Sean Avery. No, I'm kidding. The only way I could get Sean Avery on this broadcast is if I went to Manhattan and parked in the bike lane, evidently. That's how I could pull that off. That I could do. So let's see. Are you guys going to be there at the tank on the 4th? Need another pick with the crew? Well, I already have my ticket for opening night. Erik?
Yeah, you'll have to get back to me on that one.
Oh, okay. And I'll definitely be at the November 9th game versus the Wild, because I actually went to the box office today and picked up those tickets. I waited because I wanted to see if there was like a fun promo, but there isn't. Well, at least not yet. You know what's going to happen is by Halloween they're going to announce something.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Waiting for my Drew talk. You know what? I probably will reach out to Remenda in the next week or so. I want to give him like a little time to at least see what's going on with the Oilers and take a little sneak peek as to how camp progresses, and then we'll go from there. We'll definitely have Remenda on, if not before opening night, I would say within the week of opening night. I could talk to him all day.
And considering all the changes at Sportsnet, who knows if he's got an expanded role coming?
No kidding. That's a guy who needs to write a book. Man, does he need to write a book like tomorrow?
Entitled Holy Mackerel.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that, I didn't want to get too, don't want to dive too deep into this. Just, hey, Thornton's back. That's cool. Let's see what happens. I still want to know what the hell we're going to do on the right wing. But will McDavid play this?
He may not start the year.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? This is we're going to get into this when we start up our Pacific Division preview stuff, our Sharks preview stuff. You can expect that coming in the next week or so. Some people, have already done this type of stuff, and that's my whole thing. It's like you jump the gun. I understand you want to get it all in, but for me, it's like you jump the gun because for the people who are doing like you got NHL doing 31 and 31, and they talked about the Sharks like 2 weeks ago. Joe Thornton was not a Shark 2 weeks ago. So,
right.
That's why we like to kind of wait. And let's also have the ability to talk about what we've seen in the preseason games. So, here's a nice little thing. For those of you who aren't aware, Monday night in Gilroy, you can find this, I believe, on the Sharks alumni. Well, if you just sharks.com, I'm sure it's there. Check their Twitter. Logan Couture stepping up and put together a fundraiser for the people impacted by the mass shooting in Gilroy. I believe he's including Kevin LeBanc, Brendan Dillon, Tomas Hertl, Jamie Baker, Jonathan Chichu, Dan Ruzanowski. So there's an option. I believe it's like $50 gets you an autograph ticket, but a little bit more money will get you to be part of a dinner. The dinner thing, I think, actually might have already sold out, but don't quote me on that. I know there was very few left earlier today, but as for your question, is if we're going, no. Well, we both already have plans, but I will figure out a different way to donate to that. I may just show up at practice with with something for Couture to sign and say, okay, here you go, dude. Here's $50. Give that to whoever needs it. Where will that Marner dude play? He'll play for a hockey team. Honestly, at this point, I have no idea. I can't believe that the RFA dominoes have not already started following.
I mean, you only had one so far. What, Clayton Keller the other day with the Desert Dogs?
Jake Gardner.
Jake Gardner just signed today with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, damn. Look at that.
Yeah.
Carlson has been added. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, maybe.
Five's in there.
Oh, that's not Milker?
No.
That's not the other one?
Looking at the release, Tomas Hertl, Brendan Dillon, Kevin LeBanc, Erik Karlsson, Jonathan Chichu, Jamie Baker, and Dan Ruzanowski.
So, but Erik Karlsson's been in. Oh, man. Makes me want to go have him sign something just to go, nice signature, you fucking bitch. Oh, man, that quote is going to take on a life of its own if it hasn't already.
It's up there with the time is nigh, right?
The time is nigh. Fun must be always. Blah blah blah. And hey, stick tap to Caraway Clothing for giving us some love on that. Just saying,
yes.
if you make shirts on that, you could throw us a couple. We'd appreciate it. Just saying.
We'll have a shirt trade.
Oh wow! So Andy Man's saying that it looks like it could be sold out. So 0 VIP dinner tickets, 0 general dinner. Oh, the dinner tickets are gone, but so probably autograph tickets are still available.
Yeah.
So anyway,
get on that, people.
Next Monday night, yeah, absolutely. And it wouldn't. I would be shocked if Sharky isn't there. You would hope. You would think.
I would hope.
Yeah. But boy,
Definitely.
I got to be honest. It makes me wonder the Erik Karlsson edition. I'm wondering how much all of a sudden like have tickets. Was there a little spike in sales? You know,
Yeah.
because since Erik
Oh, for
Karlsson,
sure.
I was going to say since it's getting an Erik Karlsson autograph seems to be a rare thing to pull off. Yeah, Andy saying the yeah autograph session tickets are still available. So there you go.
And and that's not the only thing that the Sharks and the Barracuda are doing. Yes. Yeah, I guess we'll have to get on that one. That's not the only thing that they're doing for a Gilroy fundraiser. The Barracuda are going to have practice jerseys or warm up jerseys that they'll wear for multiple games and then auction those off. The Sharks organization provided a $10,000 donation to the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, ensuring that the victims receive services and support to offset expenses and emotional trauma related to the impact of the incident. And then I know they have a lot of there'll be a couple of nights where they do a 50-50 raffle uh, to help people out in that after that horrific tragedy.
And if I remember correctly, there's also there's going to be I was looking at something, so I don't know if you just said this, but I know that there is there will be a game, a specific game that I don't know if it's going to be a thing of like warm up jerseys that are auctioned off that the money will do that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, look.
No.
I'm only going to say this one more goddamn time. I'm going to have to.
He might be new.
I'm going to have to. Okay.
Or she.
I'm going to have to make this a post on the tealtownusa.com website, which, by the way, if you haven't visited, a lot of articles I've thrown up there over this summer, so go check it out. But when is Metallica making a song for the Sharks? They already have. It's called Seek and Destroy. They come out to it. No, if you're looking for a goal song, not going to happen. For the bajillionth time, the Sharks requested Metallica do something. Metallica politely declined. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so evidently,
No.
yeah, I see it. Thanks for. Not today, Satan. I like that. Good one.
Well, if you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Yes, we're on more platforms than KFOG is now.
Too soon.
I
love that. Love that, KNBR took over the FM signal of KFOG. News is they're still planning on ignoring the Sharks. It is what it is.
Whatever. Alrighty. Well, that'll do it for us on this one. Final thoughts, AJ?
Look, glad that the Thornton thing is over. Now the Sharks Facebook group page can calm the hell down and think of a new question to ask every day. We all knew it was happening, people. But hey, enjoy Prospect Weekend. For those of you who don't know, a lot of guys going down to Anaheim for the weekend to play in basically round robin games, and hopefully we'll follow the Barracuda. Nick Nolenberger. They're going to be definitely having some news, so follow the social media on that. As far as I know, I don't know that any of that is televised or streamed. Unfortunately, that is one of the things that drives me crazy. Is like, look, you want to grow the game, why don't you try streaming some of these things? But I digress. Just saying.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Come on.
He's at H_strong. I'm at Puckeye14.
I'm where?
See all the fancy gizmos he has.
You'll get your own soon enough.
One day I'll be special, and then I'll probably AOL on me anyways. So keep a lookout on us. Follow us on the social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, of course, YouTube, and Reddit now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep. So that'll do it.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for checking us out here. We'll catch you next time. Hey, tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. We're on
Hit
Facebook.
that subscribe button.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram. And we're trying to make you laugh. We're trying to have fun with this. So tell a friend. Help us grow. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real teal.